So the big thing about registration is, so in some of those examples you've been watching, other schools have particular registration periods where different students can register at different times. For us, we just have open registration. When it opens, it's open for everybody. And if it's not yet open, the register now or register buttons will not be available.
Gotcha.
So they need to wait until the register now and register buttons become available.
If we run out of seats, do the buttons go away, or does it say, wait list?
It says, yeah, it does.
Waiting list.
So that's another thing we could do, is I could get a little help from registration, and we could have one of your classes
Fill up.
Yep.
It sounds like a lot of work.
I don't think it will be. I think they can just type in, or they can change the number of people available to one person in the class, and then it'll look waitlisted immediately. So let me check on that. So I have a couple things to talk to registration about there.
I mean, I could almost wing it just by talking about it.
If the class is already full,
there will be a button here for getting on the wait list or something.
I'm not sure I need to ask. I'm not sure if we have a wait list button or if it just says wait list. I think there's a button though.
Okay.
So that's not good. We need to know that for sure.
Maybe if we go through the trouble of setting it up, then we can record it also.
Yeah. No, I think it might be worth it to do that. So yeah, the big thing with registering is just the buttons won't be available until the registration period is open. Register now registers for everything on the list. The individual register button under each section only registers you for that one section. In this case, it clearly is showing a conflict. So maybe this is another important thing to show, is that you have, on Tuesday and Thursday, you have two classes at exactly the same time. So this would be a great one to come in and say, view other sections. And I see I can take the same course here. So I'm going to go ahead and select it, which does not automatically remove the other conflict. I have to then delete it out to clear my conflict.
Thank you for clarifying and demonstrating.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I'll be re-watching these to get a good idea of how to tutorialize.
Yeah, and you'll have to put this back on as a conflict, so that'll give you some good time to kind of play with it and see it before you actually record it. What else is there on register? Registering for a single course, registering for all of them at once. Another thing that could come up, if you attempt to register for a course that requires a prereq that you have not completed, it will give you a warning and say you cannot register for this course at this time. So it would be easy enough to, like some really high level math course. Let's try to, I don't want to register you for anything yet.
Can you go to the catalog and search for one? Or?
Let's just, actually I think this one will cause the error. Yep. So basically it stayed yellow. It did not go green when I tried to register for the math, and up here I have this message: the following required prerequisite for one course is not started. So I can't take this course because I haven't done the prereq. So, and that's why it's so important to say, if it doesn't go green, you're not registered. You want to go green to know you're good and registered.
Gotcha.
So the prereq's an important one to show. Let's try to register for this business one and see if it lets us do that. Or if I picked another one that needed a prereq. Okay, so this one went green and it registered me for the course. So the other thing I have on the list is dropping a section. Say I instantly realized this was not the class that I wanted to register for. Notice the register button, it's green, I'm registered. The registration button has now turned to drop. So you just drop.
That was cool. You could add an alternate section from the drop menu.
Which
pretty neat.
So yeah, so it's important in the register section to talk about that dropping and adding in case you accidentally put the wrong course on your
I noticed also you clicked drop, but it didn't remove it.
Nope, it's still planned.
It's still planned, but
you're not registered. So
gotcha.
It just moves it back to yellow. If you want to remove it from your plan completely, that's where you have to delete.
Gotcha. And
And
that
that's
covers dropping sections.
and that covers all of registration, I think.
Now this guy's not going to see advisor options,
No.
so
That's going to be for internal advisors.
Yep.
So at some point, after we get the student one done, we want to do another one that shows this from the advisor angle. Because basically, the advisor can log in and say, well, Jenna has to take this business course, so I'm going to plan it on her schedule. The advisor can't register the student, but they can add a course to their plan.
Nice.
So advisors see a very similar view with some differences and can put courses on a student's plan so that they can register for them down the road.
That's neat.
Yeah, it is. So
I wonder how the advisors are going to feel about that, because it could be more work for them.
they, again, if you go back to WebAdvisor, you'll notice there's a WebAdvisor for advisors. And
Sounds redundant. Well, let's see.
they actually, that advisor information, they also have a student educational planning, and they use it a lot. This is the old version of what we're looking at right now. So this is, usually they do the evaluate program.
Oh, hey. My little brother.
And I think you can look at his, I think we gave you rights so that you could, so advisors are very used to seeing this. I don't think I think his program was not, it was undeclared, so I think you'd have to pick like business or something.
He ended up going to UNL anyway.
Yeah.
So.
So advisors are used to using the old version. I think they will find some things they love about the new one. I think they may also find some things that aren't quite, they're different. So,
Gotcha.
So yeah, it'll be fun to get to that section and really map out that and how it's a little different. But it looks all the same. It's built on the same structure.
Cool.
So
Do we want to hit stop on that?
we do.